I want to touch on a narrative in the New Testament just for a second. This was in Mark chapter 3. Going to hit verses 20 and 21 and then jump down to finish that story off. It says in verse 20, then the multitudes came together again so that they could not so much as eat bread. But when his own people heard about this, they went out to lay hold of him. For they said, he is out of his mind. So they thought it was crazy. Now, the next few verses talks about what was happening while his family was on their way, or his kin. Whatever translation you have. I know some says friends, some says kin, some says family. But we come on down, we'll find out exactly who that is and who that was. It starts off in 30. It comes back to that in 31. It says, then his brothers and his mother came, and standing outside, they sent to him, calling him. And a multitude was sitting around him, and they said to him, look, your mother and your brothers are outside seeking you. But he answered them, saying, who is my mother? Who is my brother? And he looked around in a circle at those who sat about him, and said, here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of God is my brother, my sister, and my mother. Now, we know that Mary was looked at. She was blessed so much by God to have Jesus placed in her as a virgin and come into the world. When she came here, she could not go in because it was so full. So she sent word. So they were trying to pull him away. We already read that they came to pull him away because they thought it was crazy. Some people believe that she was going there as a mother, seeing how he was pouring his heart out, and he was just he needed to come home to rest. Whatever the case may be, she thought she was doing right by him. She was in she has been placed in the highest place that any other female to carry and bring forth the Lord into this world. But Jesus, as humbly and respectfully as possible, but as straightforward as possible, gives us this message. We are all equal, even the ones that has been blessed so greatly by God in this world. So that means I don't care if it's the most highest minister or prophet. I don't care if it's someone with every single PhD out there, or someone with no PhD. As he was talking to the ones saying, you are my brothers, my sister, and my mother. The ones on the streets, the ones that was begging for the truth. As we like to say, there is no truth. There isn't jump out of a plane and see if gravity is true. There has to be a truth. Look around you. Now, they thought they were doing right by him, but they forgot that he had to be about his Father's business. No matter what position we are placed in, it does not mean we're going to be in that position for all. We have to continue to fill ourselves with God's word and his knowledge, and allow him to take charge and not us, because our ways is not his ways. Sometimes when we think that we're doing what is best for him and others, we're actually becoming a hindrance, as they were about to be. That happens to me, and I have to ask that God corrects me. It happens to all of us because we're all walking in this flesh. As I said, I do not care who it is, whether it's the highest or the lowest in your church, your synagogue, or wherever. There's one God. There's one plan. All the rest is flesh and another world. Let's make sure we're abstaining and trying to seek His plan. So He don't want to put us back in our place. God bless.